Welcome back to my bedroom. Are we about to get a little saucy or what? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Caleb back with reviews. Like a sir. And today we have something that's been a couple of weeks in the making. A lot of y'all know that Scott, one of our lovely Patreons and good friend, sends us stuff from time to time. Well, this time around, he sent us this. This is the Juggerknot Mini. Let me see here. Juggerknot Mini with that weird spelling of knot. RTA by QP Designs. This is not in the box the right way, and you know how that annoys me. There we go. So, I've been going over this for about 2 weeks now with the coil that he put in there. So we're gonna see if we can. It's taken me 2 weeks because I wanted to be a little impartial on this because he thought that this would be better than the Gear, which is my new favorite RTA. So I wanted to be as impartial as possible, which means this thing had to be put through the ringer. He's been asking about our decision, and I told him I am not going to tell him until we finish the review. Well, here's the review, guys. So without further ado, we're going to drop it down low and go over the Juggerknot Mini RTA. Let's go. And as you can see, we are down close and personal with the Juggerknot Mini RTA. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a better angle on this. Camera. There we go. That looks pretty good, right? This is the front of the packaging. A lot of people know QP for their original Juggerknot and their Cali RDA, things like that. I wanted to pick up the original Juggerknot, and when I told Scott that, he goes, hold on, fam. I got you. And he sent this right over. So there's the front. Let's go over the sides. Nothing on the side. A little bit of labeling on the side. Designer on the top. And this product contains nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance. That is false, but I'm not going to argue with them because I don't want to get in trouble. On the back, social medias and stuff, specifications, things like that. I'll just let you go over that if you want. This is a stainless steel rendition and not the black rendition, as you can see right there. All right, designed in Canada, which I do like, but it does not say made in Canada. So take that as you will. All right, let's go ahead and pop it open. This one will go a little bit further down for. Don't need the top of the box anymore. Inside the box, right off the jump, you're going to have a authenticity card. All right, let's go over what's inside the box. This originally held something different, if I'm not mistaken, but there's a little QP design. Ooh. A little QP Designs vape band, not bad. A bubble glass for when you want to use an expansion mode. I'm going to use that whenever we actually fill it up, but I just wanted to have the normal presentation for you. A little Barbie screwdriver, which yes, this is a Barbie screwdriver. 4 new hex screw, nope, these are flathead from the looks of it. Let's see here. See if I can get that in a good frame. Yes, 4 flathead screwdrivers and an Allen key. So basically you got screws for each individual type of securing system, post screws. There we go. I couldn't think. It is a postless style design, and we'll go over that when we get down into the RTA. And O-rings. The RTA, we'll go over that in just a second. Whew. Let's see if there's anything underneath this. Okay, we're going to cover that up because that has an address, but it came from Jay. Shout out to Jay Hayes. If you haven't seen his channel, we're going to put a link right over there, or we're just going to put it down in the description. But he ordered that from Vape Life, and Jay is a really great guy. All right, let's go over this. I did just clean this up, so we are going to be doing a wick, but we are going to be using the coil that Scott sent us because Scott was nice enough to put it in there for us. So let's start at the top. Here is the drip tip it comes with. It is an 810 style, O-ring inside. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. O-ring inside the top cap right there. Set that down. Let's go over the O-ring. Nice purple and metal, or resin and metal O-ring right there. Although Scott pointed this out to us, he never did say whether this came like this or not. I am going to have to assume it came like this from the get-go, but the the metal ring around the outside does not stay on very well. which is kind of annoying, so just be careful with that so you don't lose your ring. It does have a signature of the maker on there. Top airflow right here. Nice and large slots. They're cyclopsing slots, so it stops one way this way, stops in the other direction. Let's just go over the outside right now. And this does have jimping, I guess you could call it jimping, so that you can actually grab it. Knurling? No, it's not knurling. I think it's jimping, something like that. So you can actually grab the airflow control ring. Top fill design. So this ring right here, if you can manage to get yourself to get a hold of it, does slide up. Why is it not sliding up? There we go. And you can spin this, but I like to keep the Juggerknot RTA or Mini over where the actual fill port is. And that does just slide up all the way right there. Nice large fill port. We'll go over that later. And then it just slides down, and there's an O-ring at the bottom to secure that vacuum. Interesting little divots out of the bottom, I guess you could say. I guess that's so you can grab it off of a mod, because this is a really thin deck to try to grab. This is literally attached straight to the deck section, so I'll show you whenever we put it on mod. On bottom, we've got QP design, Juggerknot Mini maker, and a serial number. Everything looks very, very centralized. Nothing is dirty. Threads are impeccable. Keep in mind, I have been using this, so I've been trying to keep it relatively clean, but it looks like I got some juice under there and forgot to get it off. But any dirtiness that you see on this will be from me. Gold-plated 510 pin, and let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to put the drip tip back on so we don't forget to later. And let's go ahead. To open this up, you're going to grab this bottom section right here with the weird divots, and grab right here, just this entire section. And I'll show you why. Because if you're not careful, you're just going to spin that airflow control ring, but it does just unscrew like that. Go ahead and set the deck section aside. We'll show you that in just a sec. Now, this is where your glass section for the tank is, your metal cage to keep the glass, or to keep everything. Actually, I really don't know why the glass cage is there. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I don't mind the aesthetics of it. I do like it, but I don't know why the metal cage is needed. It just takes up juice room, in my opinion. You could have added not a whole nother mill with it, but I think that could have been done a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and set that glass off to the side. In a second, we're going to put this on there, the expansion tube. All right, let's go over it. It is a metal cage, and the airflow is free spinning, just like that. Set my finger in there. Love the QP designs engraved into the airflow barrel. It is aesthetically pleasing, but it is not obtrusive to the eye. So I love the logoing on here. It's not too much, it's not too little. There's the cage, there's the middle section, and here is where your airflow comes down. It goes through these top slots up here, goes down some section in this part, I think it's just a tube, and comes out this side right here, and then goes into the deck section, and we'll go over how it goes into the deck section right now. Okay, we're going to put this on a mod. We are using the Rouleau Gen 3 battery mod because I miss this little guy. I'm going to start using him a little bit more now and then because I can upgrade his firmware and get him fixed up. There we go. All right. Yes, I know, don't build with batteries in there, but I've already built it and gotten all the hot spots out. So there is the deck section. Here's what I was talking about with the airflow. So it's going to come down those side tubes and hit right about here, and then it'll be distributed up into these slots right here, and it's going to come in and directly hit your coil on both sides. These are your wick ports. All right, that being said, that's pretty much everything. Hex screws go right there, as you can see. With that being said, let's go ahead. I've shown you everything about it. Let's go ahead and build on the Juggerknot Mini RTA. And let's get it going. the Juggerknot Mini by QP Designs. Let's flip it right side up so you can see my pearly whites, and let's show you some vapor production and give you my final thoughts. Hey, we're back. We're back up top. We have gotten bigger. Let's look at my hand for a minute while I adjust my camera, because that's professional. All right, we are back up top with the Juggerknot Mini RTA by QP Designs, sitting on top of the Rouleau RX Gen 3, right there. Not looking the sexiest thing in the world, but I don't have anything stainless steel in a device that would actually go with it, or the blue and purple drip tip on the top. So this is the best option unless I'm going to change the drip tip, which I don't think I will. I mean, I could. I've got one just lying around over here. I've got the one that comes with something else. I could do something like that, and then I could put it on my drag, but I like this. We're going to leave it like this. I'm going to give you my thoughts about it from stock everything besides the capacity. So, let's show you some vapor production. Let's open up the airflow so that I don't die. We're sitting at a 0.26 ohm coil at 70 watts. Let's turn that down just a little bit just in case we're going to burn our faces off. We'll turn it down to 55 for now. No, we'll turn it down to 45. 45 sounds good. There we go. 45 watts at a 0.26, sitting at 3.42 volts. Let's go. Other side. This is my pretty side. Okay. Pros and cons, because I have to give you all my thoughts on this before I explain the very end of the video. Alright, so overall, the reason I had to test this for a couple of weeks is because I have wanted a QP Designs Juggerknot or Juggerknot Mini for the longest time. I love the look of it. I wish that this one would come with an Ultim tank just like the Juggerknot did, but it is what it is. I have wanted one of these for the longest, and I didn't want to go into this with the mindset of, oh my gosh, I've wanted this, I want it. No, I wanted to go into this completely unbiased so that I did not give it a heads up or edge up over the Gear RTA, which is my current favorite. So I tested this for about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer than that. I'm not sure. Scott will let you know in the comments because he'll watch this. But after being unbiased about this, let's go over the cons, go over the pros, and I'll give you my thoughts. So, cons. Con number 1. Quality control. So, y'all saw the drip tip. Sorry, that's pretty shitty for the fact that this thing costs around the realm of $65, $70, if I'm not mistaken. The fact that the drip tip basically falls apart and you could lose that piece and it would never be there anymore and you just have to pick another drip tip. If it's gonna have a custom drip tip, it needs to work. That's not it. There are a few scratches on this thing, which means the machine quality for the price range should be just a little bit better. You couldn't really see it down below, but you can see it up close. So I'm going to count that into quality control. The bubble glass itself, when I was cleaning it, there is an inclusion or something in the glass, which I'm afraid that if I tap too hard, it will break. Because it's a rough patch, and I'm not sure if it's just a bubble or something within the glass itself, but it is there, and you can feel it with your finger when you run around the middle, so that could lead to issues with, like, if something taps the glass too hard. Yes, all glass is going to break, but most glass won't break if you do something like that. If it hits that place a little too hard, it could cause an issue, and you could lose all your juice. Now, one of the issues on here, those are the quality control issues. Issue number 2, it's not exactly the most aesthetically pleasing thing in the world. So if you had it on a stainless steel device, this is more of a brushed finish. So nothing too shiny. I mean, you could probably get it in a shiny finish instead of this brushed finish, but you could do it yourself as well. So that's not too big of an issue. That's not the issue I have. It doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. It looks like some sort of rocket or something like that. It gets small, big, smaller, smaller, smaller. And I mean, that you might like it, but to me, it's just not aesthetically pleasing. The straight glass is a little bit better, but I think it would look best straight glass on a mech mod. That's honestly my opinion. If you could find a stainless steel mech mod that has the exact same finish as this with the straight glass on a mech mod, I think it would look great. There are a couple other mods that I think it might look good on. I just haven't reviewed them, so I'm not going to tell y'all to go see what it would look good on, because you get where I'm coming from. So to me, it is subjective, but you're not going to go out and get something that looks like a piece of shit just because everybody says it's good. My opinion. So when I say I don't think it looks good, don't patronize me and say, oh, well, that's subjective. Of course, you don't think it looks good. What if I think it looks good? Well, I'm sorry. I don't think it looks good. This one in particular. I like the original Juggerknot better. Yes, it still looked a little clunky, but I liked the look of it. This one, just not for me. So that's con number 2. Con number 3, it's very sharp. It's got a lot of sharp edges. So when you stick your mouth up to this, it's not a comfortable vape. It's really not. And it's just not. It's not that. It's annoying. So like, we'll put this other drip tip on there just so that I can give y'all a reference. Put the other one on there. Okay, my lips are real far away from the top. I'm not even touching the sharp part, so it's like a half a con, because if you don't, excuse me, if you don't like the drip tip that it comes with, you can always switch it out for a different one, taller one, and at that point it doesn't even bother me anymore. So it's a half a con, so it's 2.5 cons. For pros, the flavor that I am getting off of this single coil RTA is on par, if not better than the gear. I know that I said that the gear gets great flavor because of the small little area between your mouth and the actual vapor production. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the airflow design or the way that the airflow comes in. I know that the one in the gear is directly underneath it, so it goes up and around, but I don't know. I don't know if it's airflow from both sides, making sure that you get plenty of production, so that extra production is giving me more flavor. I don't know, but this is getting just as good, if not better flavor than the Gear RTA. I know I said that the Gear is the best flavor I've ever tried. I hadn't had this yet. I really hadn't. Pro number 2 is its capacity is mid-range. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. So I'm going to count that in the pro, because like I said, when I'm basically putting everything against the Gear RTA, which is my favorite one so far, it's got better juice capacity. So what can I say? It wins in that category. So I'm going to count that as a pro. Pro number 3 is it is a 24 millimeter, so it fits on just about everything. There is no overhang besides the bubble glass on this rouleau. Everything I've put it on, it fits just fine. It doesn't look too bad, besides the fact that it might not match. And pro number 4 is the overall build deck quality and the airflow. I'm gonna put those into one pro because I really don't want to just five pros. The quality of everything on this is easy. The airflow design is just real simple. You spin the cyclopsing airflow slot, and the build is just easy. I did take the coil out at one point in time and put it back in. I didn't check the other side because I saw the screws on there and I was like, oh, okay, let's do that. But it is extremely easy to build on, and overall it's just a wonderful vape. If I had to give this RTA a rating with everything that you get, the only thing that is going to... I'm going to give it a lower rating than the Gear RTA, but hear me out. I'm going to give this an 8.5 realm. It's between an 8 and a 9, somewhere in there. I know I gave the Gear RTA between a 9 and a 9.5. It's almost perfect. This one has just a few too many cons, in my opinion, to be perfect. But if you have the money, I am going to recommend this RTA over the Gear. It is... I know I just flip-flopped a lot, but it has officially taken my spot as my favorite RTA of all time that I have tried. Keep in mind that I have tried. I have not tried the OBS Nano Engine, which this is supposed to beat out anyways. I've not tried a lot of RTAs on the market. But this one takes the cake. The flavor is there, the vapor production is there. Everything about this, despite the cons that I said, just works. So, Scott, thank you for sending this to me. I'm going to be super sad when I have to send this back. But if you are willing to spend the money, pick yourself up a Juggerknot Mini by QP Designs. It is absolutely amazing. Thank you once again to Scott. That's my rating. It's lower than the Gear RTA because the Gear RTA just has less flaws in my opinion, but this has put itself in the spot as my favorite RTA of all time. So, without further ado, let's get you out of here. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. If you didn't like the video, let me know in the comments section. Or if you did like the video, let me know in the comments section. If I missed anything, also, comment section. Comment section is important. I try to respond, or at least show you that I saw your comment, to everybody who comments. And if you like what we do, please think about either supporting us on Patreon or pressing that subscribe button. We are almost a fourth of the way to getting monetized in minutes watched, but we are not even close. We're like, I think, an eighth of the way there to getting the amount of subscribers we need. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a share, if you do subscribe to our channel, please do so. And with that, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. We'll see you guys next time on Reviews. Like a sir. Peace out, Girl Scout.